Hi ladies, this is my 1 year on YouTube video and yay me. It's so weird because it doesn't feel like it's been a year since I've been on YouTube. But a year later I'm still coughing in every video. Yeah, it doesn't feel like a year at all. It feels like a couple of months. I think that's because I'm so rubbish with uploading. This is like a New Year's resolution for me, even though it isn't New Year. It's just like, you know, 1 year on YouTube. But I'm going to start uploading more regularly. And yeah, sorry, I am really bad. It's just been such a weird year with so much, you know, happening, and you know, me like, you know, putting my back out, my granddad, God rest him, dying, and moving house, and you know, sisters having babies. I can say now, I think I have said on Facebook, my other sister is pregnant, so I'm going to be an auntie again. I know what the sex of the baby is, but I'm not telling anyone because she won't let me. So yeah, it's all exciting, lots of things are happening. So yeah, that's why I've been so rubbish with uploading. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to stop that. So I have questions that you've all asked me. Sorry, I'm having hijab issues. Yeah, I have questions that you've all asked me, so I'm going to answer them. I will try and get through as many as I can, as quickly as I can. First person is Aliah Pablo Rodriguez. Don't expect me to be able to pronounce any of your names right, because I barely pronounce my own name right. So I really apologise if I'm rubbish with pronouncing people's names. Aliah Pablo Rodriguez from Facebook said, which foundation brand do you use? Your skin looks awesomely clear. Thank you, Aliah, that's very nice. I don't use foundation. I do, like on special occasions and stuff, I'll put foundation on, but I don't use it for videos. I just put powder on, and I use Maybelline Matte Finish powder. I've left it in the kitchen and I can't be bothered to get up and go and get it. So yeah, you'll just have to, I'll put a link in the doobly-doo, which one it is. The next person was Salem Thompson. She was from Facebook. It was a fab video. Lots of love to you. Lots of love to you, Salem. Question, what eyeliner or eyeshadow are you wearing? It looks great. I am using, I'm not at this present moment in time, on that video I was using this, thatTwitchylady by number 17, if you can see. I drew on the wrong hand, I'm left-handed, so there, if you see that, that is a moustache. I drew a moustache. You're not going to see the moustache upside down. This is, I put this on just before the video. Now I don't know if you can see quite how hard I'm rubbing it. There is like no smudge at all. It does not come off, honestly. The only problem with it, it doesn't come off. I can't emphasise how much it doesn't come off. I put it on literally 2 days after I still had it like right on my lash line. And I'd used makeup wipes, I used makeup remover, I'd had a shower, didn't come off. What's good though is if you draw pictures on like flowers, like you want henna on your hands but with black, it's not going to come off, so use that. I'll put a link in the doobly-doo to that as well. It's number 17, so I think it's from Boots. Angel Ahmed Brown from Facebook said, nice video sis, very inspiring. Question, what is your impression on halal food? Which foods do you avoid eating? Sorry, 2 questions. That's fine, you can have 2 questions. So I've got my laptop there with all my questions. Halal food, I don't really have an opinion on it, to be honest. I don't think it's, a lot of people I think who are not Muslim think it's cruel, and I don't quite know where that's come from. To be honest, I think there isn't really a nice way of killing animals that we eat, so I think people are in a bit of denial, to be honest. The other thing I've noticed is it's always halal food is cruel, never kosher food, you know, kosher meat. So that's interesting to me. And which foods do I avoid eating? There isn't really anything that I avoid eating. I am the pickiest eater in the world and I don't like anything. So I don't really avoid eating anything. I used to be vegetarian, but I don't have the willpower, basically. I would love to be vegan. If I had the willpower, I'd be vegan, but I can't give up milk. So there's that one. Alaa Al-afghani from Facebook said, does the hijab change your behaviour? And yes, if yes, in which way? It does, and it doesn't. It does in the sense that, like, when I'm out in public, I love pub food, and I know there's going to be a lot of people who don't like what I'm about to say, but I'm not going to lie. I've said that from the beginning. I will not lie on videos. I'll avoid questions, but I won't lie. If I'm in a pub, I don't really drink. It's not my thing. I'll always sit inside the pub at the back to eat food because I love pub food. I love good old pub grub. I'll never sit outside. I never sit where there's a lot of people because not because of me, but because I don't want people to think like, oh, Muslims do drink. Even if I'm having a Coke, they will decide that it's a Bacardi and Coke. And I don't want that, you know, I don't want people to go by my behaviours. And I don't swear in public like I used to. I'm not one of these people that stands there and F's and Jeffs all over the place regardless of who's near me. But I do swear. But I really, since I've worn hijab, I really make an effort not to, because again, it isn't because of me, it's because I know that people will look at me, think I'm Muslim, and think that's just the way that Muslim women behave. So I do guard my behaviour. I do make sure that I'm not going to embarrass Muslim women, basically. These are all from YouTube. These are old questions that I haven't got round to answering. Some of them are like 7 months old. So if you're still watching me, despite the fact that I completely ignored your question, this is for you. Carys Williamson on YouTube said, just a question, do you wear hijab to church? I did wear hijab to church, yeah, from the minute I started wearing it. I don't go to church anymore. I'm considering making a video explaining why. Don't ask me loads of questions in comments, why do I not go anymore? When I feel able and ready to tell people, then I will do it in my own time. But no one said anything at all. I had one woman who said, oh, do you wear that for, you know, for religion? And I said, yeah, and she then went on to tell me about her friend who didn't wear hijab but did more of a tishul style for religion. So that was it. Other than that, no one said anything. Mm-hmm. About 5 people, if not more, these are just the ones I could find, said, are you related to Alex Day? I'm not related to Alex Day. We've never met, ever. We're both from Essex. I don't know whereabouts Alex is from in Essex. I think it's Grays, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. That's why we sound the same, and apparently some of our mannerisms are the same, but I think that's just an Essex thing, basically. So, no, we're not related and we've never met. Loads of people have said, why do you use a walking stick? I don't use a walking stick, I use a wheelchair. The reason why you see me with a walking stick is because they're the videos that I've done outside my house, and right outside my house I'm not going to go and cart my wheelchair out to go and sit there. I just bring a stool, knowing I'm going to have to stand up. I take a walking stick. I'm in a wheelchair. I can walk. I walk around my house, but that's it. I don't walk any further than that. I walk around my house, and that's quite enough for me. Again, I don't want to go into why, because there are people who have got the same thing as what I've got who are a lot worse than me, and there's also people who have got the same thing as me and they can still walk. And I don't want people to be watching this video and think, oh my god, that's going to happen to me, I'm going to wind up in a wheelchair. So I don't want to make a video about, why I'm like this, because I don't want other people to have the fear of God literally put into them. So yeah, there's that one. Alana Mahmood said, what is your opinion on other religions? I don't have an opinion on other religions, to be honest. To each their own, that's my opinion. Whether you've got a religion, whether you haven't, I don't care. I judge people on the way they behave, the way they treat other people and the way they act, not on what their religious beliefs are. I'm not bothered at all. I really don't care. I think it was thatTwitchylady, who has asked me a couple of times, what advice would you give to disabled parents? I'm going to do a whole video on that because it would take me too long to say here, so look out for that one. These are new questions. This is one of those names, isn't it? Magali0305 from YouTube says, Salaam Gothmummi, I'm very glad that a person like you records videos on YouTube. You're a lovely and unique woman. I'm not sure if you mentioned this in your previous video, but I would like to ask you about your opinion about pork. Do you think it is permitted even for Christians? I'm not going to say whether I think it's permitted for Christians or not, because it's not my place to be saying that. I'm not a priest and I'm not, educated in religion in any way. So my opinion on pork, it's not a particularly good meat to eat. Whether you're atheist or not, it's not a good meat. Out of all the meats, it's probably the worst one to eat. It's not good for you. But if people eat it, they eat it. I don't have an opinion on it, to be honest. If it doesn't affect me, and doesn't affect other people in a negative way, I don't really mind what people do. Someone asked, and I'm not going to say what their name is, I would like to know why you call yourself Gothmummi. There's nothing goth about you. When I read this question, I was actually really annoyed. When you've been walking up the road and you've had people yell gothic and vampire and, you know, things like that shouted at you, it's kind of weird to have someone say, you know, why'd you call yourself Gothmummi? There's nothing goth about you. But do you know, I'm quite glad they said it, because in all of my videos, bar one, I have really toned down the goth. I really have, you know, that I'm wearing colours. You know, I do wear pink and stuff, you know, I like pink, but it's normally, you know, on a gothic-y sort of or emo item of clothing that I've got pink on there. And I've really toned it down because I sort of didn't, I felt like I might alienate people, or, you know, I'd get more comments, you know, and I'm not that I'm bothered about comments that people make about my piercings and tattoos and stuff like that. I just thought it's just more fuel for the fire. So I'm actually really glad that they've said that now, because I'm now not going to be toning down the way I am, the way I dress anymore when I make videos. So expect to see a lot more black in videos. The other reason as well is when I first started filming, the lighting was so bad. If I wore all black, you couldn't see me. Glowing head, that was it. That was all you could see. So that was actually what started it. Honey Sugar said, how are your parents with you wearing hijab? They don't care. My mum, I'm going to change a word she said. I'm going to change it to sugar. She said, what? I don't care, sugar. It hasn't got anything to do with me. That's basically my parents' opinion, is they're not bothered. It doesn't have any effect. It doesn't have any effect on them. And to my mum, it's just a thing on your head. It doesn't make any difference. So that's about the time my memory card runs out. I really need to get another memory card, because if I film in HD, that happens. That's why there's always those black lines down the side of my videos, because I don't film in HD anymore, because it just uses so much memory. So I need to get another memory card. Anyway, I was finished that bit, so it was quite a good time for it to go off. The next question was by Moon McLaren, who said, question about your tattoo. Then she didn't ask me a question, and then she came back and said, were you a witch or Wiccan at some time? I think I said in the last video that I was pagan, and that was why I got the tattoo. So yeah, hopefully that answers that one. Kendra, oh, blimey, Kendra Messaoudi, I'll call you Kendra Messaoudi, said, I wear hijab but not an abaya unless I'm at the masjid. I tend to trip on my abayas, especially when I walk up the stairs. Even though this wasn't the question, I thought I'd turn it into one, because I've done that. I think when you're buying an abaya, it's really important to get the measurements right. Especially on East Essence, there's a lot of options for lengths that you want it. Make sure you get the right length for you. Obviously you want it long. I like mine to touch my feet, like just the top of my feet, but you know, the one I'm wearing at the moment does tend to drag on the floor a little bit. So when you buy an abaya, make sure that you're getting the right length for you, even if it means you have to pay a bit more. You know, it's normally only a couple of dollars. It's worth it to make sure that you're not going to fall over in public, because nobody needs that. What is it with people in these names? Shaktijo? Shaktijo? Shaktijo from YouTube said, you inspire me, you look absolutely beautiful. Thank you, that's lovely. I am a Christian in a rural area of UK and want to wear a head covering. I love the hijab style, but I worry I'll face judgment from family and church. Again, this wasn't the question, but I'm turning it into one. Anyway, don't worry about it, honestly. You know, the way you've got to look at it is, no one in that church is going to change the way they dress for you. So why should you have to change the way you are for them? And, you know, if someone said, like, oh, I'm going to stop wearing trousers, you know, I'm just going to wear skirts now, no one would say to them, don't, you know, wear trousers. You have to wear trousers all the time, because people might think this, and people, why are you doing that? Why are you not wearing trousers anymore? No one will make a big deal out of it. So don't let the hijab become a big deal, because it really isn't. You know, it's not that big a deal, and people make it a bigger thing than what it is. You know, it's supposed to be a blessing. That was the idea of hijab. It was supposed to be a blessing. It wasn't supposed to be a curse. And, you know, if anyone asks you, I don't know why I keep looking at the door. I'm sorry. It's because I'm expecting a train to come past any minute, and I've got the door open a little bit because I'm boiling. If anyone asks you, why do you wear that, just say because it makes me happy. Because there is no argument for that. If you say, even if for religious purposes and all of this, it boils down to happiness. You wear it because you want to make your maker happy. By making the maker happy, you make yourself happy. Boils down to happiness. Just tell them, because it makes me happy. And there isn't really any argument that people can give you for that. So, don't feel like you need to defend yourself. And don't worry about other people, because at the end of the day, they will get over it. They will get over you wearing hijab. It might be weird for them to start with, because you do look completely different in hijab to what you do without it. So it might be strange to start with, but they will get over it. That's my advice. That's all my questions. So thank you to everyone who submitted me questions. It was very nice. I had quite a few, which is different from the first time I did it, when also I didn't have as many subscribers, so I didn't get as many questions. So it's quite nice having, and they're quite varied as well. As I said, I'm going to start making videos a lot more regularly now. I'm aiming for once a week. I'm quite happy to do requests, if anyone's got anything they want me to do. I know I'm a bit rubbish with requests. Makeup requests are probably my worst ones, because I'll be honest with you, I have tried filming them. Because I can't edit, they take a long time. Like a 20-minute video on putting on eyeliner, mascara and lipstick. That's sort of where my problem is, because I can't edit videos down. They're taking a long time, and I know no one will watch them. Even the people who have requested it, I know they're not going to watch them, and it takes me a long time to convert them, and it takes me a long time to upload them for no one to watch. So makeup videos are a difficult one, because my computer is not fast enough for me to edit. Other than that, whatever you like. If I'm not going to do it, I just won't do it. As I said to you before, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie to anybody. I'll just avoid questions instead. So yeah, I also need to work out how to end my videos. How rubbish am I at ending videos? I tend to ramble on for ages, and then suddenly, be good to each other. So yeah, I need to come up with something to sort out the end of my videos, because after a year I should be better at this by now. So yeah, I am going to go. I will see everyone next week. Be good to each other.